How's it going, everybody? This is Carlos, one of your hosts of the Bring on the Blitz podcast, and I'm joined here, like I am every week, with the one and only Rios, the pride of A-Leaf. How's it going, Rios?
Only 7 more months to football season, guys.
Yeah, there you go. In training camp, just a little bit earlier than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Super Bowl was a week ago.
It feels like an eternity to go, honestly.
Already, already it feels like when is football coming? But it's okay. Baseball's around the corner, so that shouldn't be too bad. Gets
Enjoy
us going.
baseball while you can, because 2027, we're getting the lockout.
Yeah. All right, guys. So today's show we will be talking about a little bit of the Texans, some news, as well as this week we have last week we talked about the Raiders, what their draft picks are and who and you know we both agreed that most likely that they'll be going for a quarterback, and the main one in the draft is Fernando Mendoza. So that's the most likely scenario for the Las Vegas Raiders. Today, we will be discussing the franchise that has the number 2 pick in the draft, and that's the one and only New York Jets. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after our intro. Hit it.
Tell them bring on the blitz. 20 number dogs don't miss. Fourth down the flick of the wrist. And we go for the risk. Jumping and racing they fist. Regardless they Poppy and Rios. They bring on the blitz. 20 number dogs don't miss. Fourth down the flick of the wrist. And we go for the risk. Jumping and racing they fist. Regardless they Poppy and Rios. They bring on the blitz.
All right. So as we mentioned, we'll be talking just a little bit about the Texans, not too much, because we're going to be focusing on more about the New York Jets draft picks. Okay. So Texans news. There was things going online about the Texans possibly trading CJ Stroud during the offseason. All right. When I heard it, I thought to myself, listen, the guy did not perform well in during the playoffs. That I
Yeah.
get that. That everybody saw that. All right. We get it. Um, but for the Texans to trade him, to me, that seemed a little bit absurd because it's like, and some of the picks that I saw that people were talking about was, and these were analysts as well that were mentioning this. They said possibly 2 first round picks for CJ Stroud right off the bat, and maybe a few other picks. I'm like, first of all, first of all, I I don't know of any team that's that QB desperate to give up that much. Maybe Cleveland, but that's able to give up that
Legit.
much, huh?
Or the Jets.
For the Jets, yeah, that's able to give up that much for CJ Stroud like that. Not taking anything away from CJ, I'm just saying that's going to be able to give that much. And if that's the case, isn't that a guy that you just if he's literally worth two high draft picks, isn't that a guy that you want to keep on the team anyway?
Yeah, like I get a lot of people, in the heat of the moment, they were pretty upset with some of the things they had posted online towards Stroud. And, it's warranted. He had, historically bad playoff game against the
Right.
Patriots. Mind you, he's still 24 years old, still playing on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
Unless you're getting a quarterback on the caliber of Joe Burrow, I don't see him being moved, being a upgrade for the team because, like with the Seahawks, they succeeded with Darnold because they have an elite defense, but Darnold still had to make plays when he needed to make them. I
Right.
know some people will make the argument, well, Davis Mills was 3-0. You got to look a little bit deeper at the teams that he played and how he played against those teams.
Right.
Look at the Buffalo Bills. They barely won, and they had 32 yards of offense in the second half. That's just not going to get it done in
Right.
January and February. And they struggled against the Titans, beat them by a field goal, I believe. The team that we'll be talking about next week, well, not next week, in a couple weeks, because they are picking 4th overall. It just was, you got to look a little bit deeper than just the 3-0 record that he had. It takes more than that, especially in this league when you got a lot of teams that are getting their quarterbacks back, they're getting players back, they're going to be a lot better. Yeah, you got to have your key guys in key positions, and yeah, it's just I don't see any move where moving on from your 24-year-old quarterback is going to be
Right.
do anything to improve your roster.
Yeah, I still think they're gonna play him off until either he gets an extension later on, or if he doesn't, then I think they're just gonna finish off his rookie contract or whatnot. That's how I see it. I think they're gonna just play it fully through just to give a more
Fair
accurate
assessment.
evaluation of what is this really your guy or not before you start making other types of moves. So I think the Texans stick with CJ. I don't I really can't fathom the idea of them trading him off to something else.
Yeah, no, the funniest thing I saw was John McClain, our good friend John McClain.
Yeah.
He said if the Texans traded Stroud, he would go sans clothing down Kirby. I'm like, oh, please, please, for that reason alone, don't trade him.
That's right, John. John's always the John is in his post. I love it. Yeah, no, I just don't think they do it. It just doesn't make sense to me for them to trade off, as you said, a 24-year-old quarterback like that during the offseason. I think if they did, that speaks of desperation. I don't think that's what you do.
Yeah,
To your point, you talked about Davis Mills going 3-0 against a team like Buffalo. I mean, a lot of those times that Davis Mills showed up at was during the fourth quarter. I mean, historically, it goes back to when even before CJ Stroud got there, Davis Mills' best time to shine was during the fourth quarter. And then even then, I want to say it was against the Bills, or I think it was against the Bills that that he played against. During the first half of that game, there was nothing happening in the offense up until towards the end.
Jacksonville game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
The Buffalo game, they put up all their points pretty much early on, and then after that, it was like 3 points in the second half.
correct.
Just the defense just had Josh Allen's number. You got sacked 8 times, multiple turnovers. The defense scored a couple touchdowns. Like it's just
Right. The defense basically got them there. I that's what I'm saying. If you're looking as far as quarterback performance, I will say this. This is not a disrespect to Davis Mills, but CJ is still the superior quarterback at that aspect. You just can't. Don't get me wrong. Davis Mills is a great filler. Yes, he is. But that's what he has. I haven't seen anything more than that.
filler.
Say it again.
It's like basically an anime. They have the filler episodes where you basically need something till the hero gets there. That's what the backup quarterback is, just spot filling.
He's like 80 episodes of Naruto alone.
Yeah. Man, talk about fillers. I'm
Yeah,
like, what's the next arc?
All right, wait, come on. I'm tired of him. Yeah, it's like the Lord of the Rings when they're walking from one place.
Instead of them focusing on the actual action, is them walking, the several thousand miles that they did.
Man, all right. So that was our Texas news. I don't see that. Oh, by the way, there's some projections that were being played out. I know we discussed about Will Anderson, possibly, most likely getting that extension.
Yeah.
This offseason. There are some projections that are being thrown out that seem pretty interesting, to be fair, but at the same time, they sound pretty reasonable. The projection, there was one out there that talked about Will Anderson is projected to sign a 5-year deal, $235 million deal this offseason. This is basically an annual average of $47 million, which would be the most ever. He's 24 years old, 2-time Pro Bowler and All Pro, one of the most elite defenders out there. So,
I mean,
I don't know if that number is a little too inflated, but at this time, I mean, it seems like what's the going rate for a guy like that has all those qualities, So that's what we're looking at. It's definitely got to be a 5-year. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's going to be 5. I think it's going to be $40 million. I think it's going to be a little bit lower than Myles Garrett, just because Myles Garrett's a different type of animal.
Right. I don't know if he'll break the most ever, based on that post that I saw. I don't think he'll break the most ever, but I think he gets relatively close, at least.
Like I said, it'll be in the 40. I don't think it'll be 47. It'll probably be like maybe 40, 41, which is fair because again, Myles Garrett is just a different. That's a first ballot.
Myles Garrett is on a whole planet on his own, dude.
And they're all-time sack in a single season. So like Myles Garrett has earned his payday.
Yeah, 100%.
But Willard's still young. He can still get that giant contract like Myles Garrett did.
And you can always keep extending as well. So, based on the productivity throughout the season, I mean, that could always turn into, higher payday anytime for him. And I think Will Anderson he's comfortable here. Like, I'm sure he feels pretty good about the city. So that's a guy that you definitely extend during the offseason, in my opinion. There's no way around it. Get
He's
him
the
while
type
you
of
can.
player that can elevate a defense like J.J. Watt did years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. So that's basically all I got for all we got for the Texans news. Let's start talking a little bit about the New York Jets and what they may have. So, if you're a Jets fan, I don't need to tell you how long this winter's felt for you guys. We're officially in the
1969.
2026 offseason. And for the 15th straight year, we're talking about the draft in February instead of maybe the Super Bowl for the New York Jets. But this one's a little bit different. The Jets finished up 3-14. It was historically bad for the Jets. I mean, we're talking about a defense that recorded 0 interceptions all year, and that's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history.
But as a fan, it makes you feel good because, hey, I got the same number of interceptions as professional athletes.
Right. It's like, that's one thing that you, and a bunch of other people have in common with the Jets this season. We had the same number of interceptions, 0. You saw the departure of franchise cornerstones like Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner at the trade deadline. So let's talk about it a little bit. What is the reason why the Jets have failed in the past? I mean, quarterback instability, facilities, culture, roster depletion. I mean, if we look at quarterback instability from Aaron Rodgers, the era, era ending in a massive deal cap hit of $35 million to the 2025 carousel of Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady Cook, none of them who threw more than 10 touchdowns last season.
Talk about quarterback ineptitude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a decades-long issue with that organization. Think about it. After Joe Namath, won them the Super Bowl, he wasn't the most, he wasn't the top quarterback of his era. That's the best quarterback in their franchise's history. The guy has more interceptions than touchdowns. Mind you, it was a different era, but still, that's the pinnacle for the Jets quarterback history. From there, who's next? Mark Sanchez?
It's not pretty.
Yeah. it's an ugly picture.
It's an ugly picture.
They're up there with Cleveland as far as just not being able to find the guy at quarterback.
Yeah. Another aspect, remember, how the NFLPA report cards came out recently?
Yeah.
Well, the Jets ranked 29th overall out of 32. Players complain about the food budget, the training staff, and even the stained carpets, which is hard to win on the field when the building feels like it's crumbling. It's MetLife Stadium, y'all. It's relatively a newer stadium than NRG.
Even though it has probably the worst turf in the existence of mankind.
Man, so many complaints about that. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just to me, that's just a culture thing. I mean, and from experience, I think the Texans were rated pretty decently on there. I think they got a big minus on there for as far as the culture and stuff like that from the NFLPA voting stuff. But I mean, that's still pretty decent. They were 29. This is 29 out of 32.
That's not good at all.
Not good for a stadium that's, again, relatively newer than NRG Stadium.
And again, you're an educator. That's failing. Am I incorrect?
Yes, that is. Yeah. Yeah. And so, 29. Yeah, 29 out of 32. That is like right there towards bottom of the barrel stuff right there.
And it was their owner that pushed for them to do away with the report cards. I'm like, I understand you're.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That should
red flag.
Something like, hey, maybe I should, as an owner, I need to improve if I want to improve the morale, I want to improve this team. It starts with the culture, and if people, like your employees, which are the players, are unhappy and view this as a dysfunctional, cheap organization, like, how are you going to draw free agents here? Especially when they did away with the report cards. That says a lot. It says like you don't want any type of accountability. And if I'm a marquee free agent player, why would I choose to go to this organization that clearly doesn't value its employees?
Right. Another aspect that we're looking at is just roster depletion. Like they traded Sauce Gardner and Quinnen as well, and their GM Darren Mogley basically hit the reset button. I mean, they have some draft capital now, but I mean they're really starting from zero, if anything.
They've been hitting the reset button for the last 3 decades.
They've been hitting that reset button.
Honestly,
it's about to start jamming.
Outside of those teams that Rex Ryan coached, years ago with Mark Sanchez when they had that elite defense. It's just they've done absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I mean, look at Aaron Glenn, played for the Texans, had a pretty good reputation up in Detroit. He's entering year 2. Usually like what, a 3-14 team gets a coach in the hot seat, let go, but they're sticking with their guys. So one of the coaching connections that I want to talk about in the draft is, they got Brian Decker, new defensive coordinator. That's big news because that was like that was a January hire from Miami. He's more of an aggression guy. He worked with Aaron Glenn in Detroit, so that's some familiarity right there. If you want to know, so the Jets are basically at number 2 with that hire. To me, it feels like they're looking to have a very aggressive defense, right? Frank Reich, offensive coordinator. He's basically, some call him a quarterback whisperer by trade. His presence just suggests that the Jets want to fix the passing game, but the 2026 class outside of Fernando Mendoza isn't something to really rave about.
No, there's
essentially
only one quarterback with a first-round grade right now.
Correct.
And exactly. we still have the combine and the pro days, which someone could elevate their stock, but
right?
Just based off the game film, it's not a class to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, after Fernando Mendoza, you really just got Ty Simpson from Alabama, in my opinion, and then you go from there. But that is a gap right there.
That is a Grand Canyon level type of gap.
Yeah, and so at this point, is obviously the coaching staff is built to retool this. They need the players who fit high intensity and just an aggressive scheme. So basically, it means the Jets aren't looking for just projects; they're looking for some foundations, guys who can play 100% of the snaps on day one. So let's go to the draft board. Pick number 2, free agency. So now, we said the Jets own the number 2 overall pick and the number 16 pick. This is based off of the Colts' trade with Sauce Gardner this past offseason. So, as far as one of the biggest targets that they need besides quarterback, let's say if they don't go through quarterback on the number 2 and they decide to go, they're trying to beef up their defense. One guy that I believe they might be looking into is Arvell Reese from Ohio State. He's basically a favorite. It's almost like it's kind of like Micah Parsons, that he can play off the ball or rush the edge, and in a Brian Ducker defense, like Reese is going to be one of those guys that gets elevated by that style of defense. So to me, that would be a really good fit, and that's what some trajectories are hinting towards if the Jets do decide to go with the edge at the number 2 pick.
No, I agree. I think they're going to go defense just because there isn't a quarterback worth taking. Like, you don't want to overreach, especially with the number 2 pick at quarterback.
Yeah.
So I believe they're also going to go defense, but I'm going to go with a different defensive player. I'm going to go with a guy from the U, Ruben Bain Jr., best edge rusher in college football right now. And I think you can never have enough edge rushers, especially that play at a high level for an elite defense that was in the national championship.
Oh, 100%. No, that's 100%. That's a good one too, Rios. I like that one. Another name to look out for is David Bailey, another edge rusher from Texas Tech. Texas Tech again had a phenomenal defense that that got him to the Big 12, got him to the Big 12 championship, got him to win the Big 12 championship last season. He's pure twitchy pass rusher who basically smoked every top tackle in the Big 12 last year. So that's somebody to look out for. Number 2. So a release, Bain from Miami or David Bailey from Texas Tech. Like, those are some names to maybe look out for the Jets at number 2. Again, I don't think so, but if they were to go for a quarterback, Ty Simpson from Alabama, and that would be, I think, because of Frank Reich, if anything, they could take a swing there for that reason. But if they got him, I would say it would be because of Frank Reich, the quarterback whisperer. If anything, that would be the only reason why I could see them going for a quarterback at 2.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to get their guy, maybe trade back into the late first round, trade up to the early second round. But taking someone like that at number 2, that's in my opinion, a fireable offense.
Yeah, I can't see it either. I really can't. if they do take Ty Simpson, that would have to be in the later rounds. I don't think you spend a number 2 on that one.
It's just a huge gap, huge drop off going from Mendoza to the other guys. Because all of them have day 2, day 3 grades. Mine just the top 4 quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah.
You have the 4th best quarterback. It's a day 3 guy. Yeah, it's a really weak class as far as QBs go.
Yeah. Now, if they really, one of the things that the Jets do have as far as free agency is basically that 83 million in cap space, which is the 4th most in the league. Maybe a free agency target if you're looking for an edge rusher. Bradley Chubb just got released by Miami.
Yeah.
He knows the Brian Duker system as well, and he gives you that veteran edge presence that the Jets have lost since they traded Quinnen. So, that's something that could be food for thought. That may be in the background.
Direction quarterback Kirk Cousins. He's going to be a free agent.
There you go.
Like if you're thinking of drafting a quarterback in this draft, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you see something in a guy that you think you can build around him in the later rounds, get you a bridge quarterback like Kirk Cousins. As we saw with the Falcons, he still has a little bit left in the tank. Yeah. And they do have some weapons as far as with Garrett Wilson and the tight ends. Running back, we'll see if Breece Hall comes back. I doubt it. I think that relationship.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
If he has pieces around him, he can lead an offense. It's just having the pieces around him and a better defense than the Falcons had.
Yeah. Another draft pick that they could get at 16. I think a draft pick that they can get at 16. Sorry, not another one. That was free agency that I talked about. At 16, I think they look for a wide receiver. Possibly, let's look at Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, balled out if he's still up there at that time, or Mekhi Lemon, also from USC, who balled out as well. And that's just because Garrett Wilson, dude, he had less than 400 yards this year. He was doubled up at every play. They need to find him a partner. They need to find somebody to release that pressure off of him. So I think if they're looking for a wide receiver at 16, that would be a pretty good spot. I wouldn't use that number 2 at wide receiver for them. Again, I'd probably beef up the defense for them. But I would say, like I said, I think for them, if he's still available, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State or Mekhi Lemon as well is a good one for them too.
No, I see both of those guys getting drafted before they drafted 16. A guy that probably would still be there.
If they are, yeah.
That will still be there would be Concepcion from A&M. He's more than likely going to be there at 16 and might be a little bit of a reach at 16, but we saw he's a playmaker.
Oh, he's a playmaker.
Worth a shot, taking a guy like, especially with a team devoid of deep field threats.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Oh, 100%. That's a good one too. Casey Concepcion could be a good one as well for the Jets. Dream scenario. If there was a talk, if for some reason, if they were to trade, do you see them maybe perhaps trading something, Rios?
The Jets, honestly, I can only see them possibly trading down to get another late first rounder. I don't see them trading back into the first round. They got 2 first round picks, but again, it's a solid draft. There's a lot of quality players, but it's not the 23rd draft when you had guys that you could just tell were going to be superstars, like Will Anderson, the guy that the Seahawks got, the guy that the Eagles got. There's guys you can tell that they were going to be the guy at their position. This draft, outside of Mendoza, needs some development. They could develop to be franchise-changing players, but as of right now, don't see a ton of those right now.
Do you possibly think that they could the Jets, if they traded back or something like that, do you think they could possibly wait to get their quarterback in the 2027 class of quarterbacks?
That would probably be their best bet, just because 27 on paper should be a much stronger draft class for QBs.
It is.
It'd be worth getting a guy like Kirk Cousins for a year, because I don't see Kirk Cousins playing, more than one more season. He's approaching 40. I don't see him playing that long.
So as I'm looking at that 2027 draft quarterback class, you're looking at prospects like Arch Manning from Texas, Dante Moore from Oregon, who went toe to toe with Fernando Mendoza against Indiana. But Dante Moore, I don't think he showed up as well as he normally does,
I think it's
or
good
what he
even
normally does, but for Oregon. But I think that another year of development, I think is good for Dante Moore. So I want to see how he does in college. That's a guy that I'm going to be looking at this college season. Another guy is Julian Sayin from Ohio State as well. Sam Leavitt from LSU, Jaden Mayava from USC, and Lenoris Sellers from South Carolina. There's some quarterback names there that that could possibly be some that can actually have a pretty good draft class for 2027. So
yeah, most definitely
more names basically than just what you have this in this draft class. So maybe that's something that the Jets could do. Maybe trade back and get something for next season.
Or they just go completely off the wall and draft Pavia at number 2. Just
right.
The attitude fits with the Jets.
That's what we're looking at. So
I mean, I doubt it. He's 5'9". He's not getting drafted.
So I mean, that's what I'm thinking of. I can't see anything else as far as that goes, but I think to me the most anticipated picks for them, I mean, at number 2, I think you go defense. That has to be priority. You have to set the edge. And again, Bradley Chubb is out there too, so that's something to look out for. You mentioned Kirk Cousins as well. That if you really want to talk about quarterback development, maybe with Frank Reich, maybe you get Kirk Cousins going out there as well. Maybe win you a few games. That's another. I mean, you have over $80 million in cap space.
You can afford it.
If
you want to go with a younger quarterback, Kyler Murray is going to be available.
Yeah.
Now, you want to go that route. I mean, Kyler Murray outside of Mendoza is more talented than any quarterback in this draft. But again, he has to go to the right situation.
Yeah.
Maybe with a quarterback whisperer like Frank Reich, maybe that helps unlock his game a little bit. But going from one dysfunctional organization, the Cardinals were also ranked at the bottom of that, the report card,
which we'll be talking about next week.
Going from that dysfunction to another dysfunctional team, I don't think that's probably the best thing. Needs to go to
your poison, right?
Yeah, you probably want to go to a more well-structured organization.
Yeah,
my 2 cents.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, if they do trade down, and maybe what if they were to, hey, Graciela made her
weekly appearance.
We're like, why is this man talking? Bye. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Maybe they trade down, and if they really want a quarterback, maybe they look at not this draft class, but the following one. Like I said, there's some names out there to look out for, and we'll see.
Yeah, in my personal, I don't see a lot of like big splashes as far as draft day trades. I think if anything, a lot of teams are going to probably try to gear up for the 27 draft and start trading down picks, especially like those picking at the bottom of the rounds. Like, let me just trade down even further and get some ammunition for the following season when there's a stronger draft class.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, man. Well, I think that's it for us. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we deserve a round of applause for spending 20 minutes talking about the Jets.
There you go, man. Hey, took care of it. So, all right. It looks like, we'll be back next Tuesday night. Well, also when we record, the episode gets released on Wednesday anyway. So, we'll be talking about the Arizona Cardinals and their draft needs. Of course, this is still early on in the season. These are things that we're just probably early on in the offseason. These are things that probably might change as the time gets closer to the draft. And remember, things happen out of nowhere. Even during the draft. Remember when the Texans had 2 picks back to back?
Yeah.
So
a certain someone called that on draft day.
They did.
I wonder who.
Yep. Who was that?
Can't put my finger on it.
It's the one with the Real Madrid jersey right now. Yeah, he actually called that really well. It was pretty funny. But nonetheless, man, that's going to be it for us this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as you see right below, at BBlitzPod. And, of course, follow us on our Instagram account under the same name, at BBlitzPod, along with our X. We appreciate your support. We're here during all the off season talking about all 32 teams. We're down 2, so we got we're down 2, so we got 30 more to go. 30 more weeks.
Don't you just love the offseason?
Yeah. That should put us almost right in time to, for football season. We'll see.
Well, next we'll probably have new speculation to trade CJ Stroud for the spirit of Joe Montana from 1984.
Right? Oh, that's gonna be fun. I want to see. Yeah, so we'll keep you going with some more Texans news, whatever we see fit, and then we'll talk about the picks. But that's gonna be it, man. All right, guys, thank you for sticking around. Appreciate y'all, and that's gonna be it. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Tell them bring on the blitz. 20 number dogs don't miss. Fourth down and flick of the wrist. And we go for the wrist. Jumping and racing they fist. We're Carlos and Poppy and Rios. They bring on the blitz.